Not sure if you can get a shot of that. There's some purple and black bunting. And Senator Ed Markey is here joining me now. Senator, you've known Tom Menino a long time.
I've known Tom Menino for 40 years. He's been a friend of mine since 1975. So it's a very sad day, but actually it's a day where we have very many happy memories that is making people smile, actually, through the tears, because that's just the special person that he was.
What are some of the memories you carry with you of Tom Menino?
Well, I met Tom back in 1975 when he was the right-hand man for Senator Joe Tumulty when Joe Tumulty was running for mayor of the city. And they were two guys from Hyde Park trying to take over the city. And so from that moment on, I became a friend of Tom Menino's, and he became the mayor, not Joe Tumulty. And I think for him, it was the fulfillment of a dream that he actually never had. But through perseverance, through hard work, he became this man who today, 40 years later, we revere as maybe the greatest mayor that any city ever had.
When was the last time you were able to see him and speak with him?
I saw him. He and I were at the last Red Sox game of this season. So I was there with him and with Angela. And we were having a good time, you know, talking about the Red Sox, talking about his book that was about to come out. And so, so it was less than a month ago at a ball game, which is almost the perfect place to be when you're talking to.
He loved the Red Sox. Loved the Red Sox. He walked around with that cane that was shaped like a baseball bat that was signed by them. So.
Well, in Boston, you're born a Red Sox fan and a Democrat and baptized Catholic. And throughout his whole life, that's who he was, and he remained true to all three, the Democratic Party, the Red Sox, and his religion. And that's the person he was. In the same neighborhood he grew up in, the same person he was throughout his entire career, his entire life.
You know, you're up for re-election this year. Last year, you won the special election, and you were one of the people who received Tom Menino's endorsement. What does that mean? What did getting his endorsement mean?
Well, he endorsed me at the IBEW Hall, kind of the epicenter of politics in Boston. And there was Tom Menino embracing me and saying that the people should help to elect me. I was running against Gabriel Gomez, a very attractive Republican candidate. And for me, it just created this excitement, this electricity, this energy that was now coming out of the city of Boston.
What did that mean for people? You know, for other politicians, like your colleague, Senator Warren, who got his endorsement, that was a big deal. It
was a big deal. Being, having your candidacy be blessed by Tom Menino is like having the Pope bless you and on your route to heaven, hopefully. And so he controlled the city politically. He had this incredibly loyal army of supporters, and when he pushed the go button and he said, we want to help this person to get elected, magic started to happen all over this city. You know,
a lot of people say he was this old school type of politician. You know, he really would. You'd interview him, he'd just tell you what he thought.
No, he was about as straight a shooter as you're ever going to have. He did not fear the media. He would walk over.
He welcomed it.
He would walk over to any camera at any time, and he would respond to any question. And I think that candidness, that straight from the shoulder honesty, is something that people ultimately came to love about him. And occasionally, you know, they might not agree with what he said, but no one ever doubted the sincerity of the words that were coming out of his mouth. And so I think everyone felt that he was a personal family friend in the city of Boston before his career had ended.
Tell us how sort of, you know, you've known him for 40 years, you said. Give us some examples of some interesting memories you might have of him, or something funny that you knew about him, because he had a great sense of humor.
Well, you know, he had you know, the wisdom of a grandfather and the energy of a teenager, but he had the wit of Johnny Carson, too, on the side. And a lot of times when you'd be in the big meeting with him just before it would start, he would do a summary of what was about to occur, but it would be in a more humorous but accurate assessment of the situation that we were in. And so from my perspective, I kind of see him kind of winking, even in the midst of the big issue, saying, we're going to do this, we're going to pull it off. It's fun, although we're doing very serious business. And I think for me, that's kind of the memory that I have. And at the end of his career, I think the capstone was up on the stage. Everyone knew he was sick. Not the stage, the altar at the Cathedral of the Holy Cross with the President of the United States. But it was the mayor, when he spoke from that altar, who said, everything's going to be okay. We mourn what happened, but we know the future is going to be better and stronger. And I think that's kind of the lasting image that people are going to have of Tom.
What is his legacy, would you say? I mean, is it the growing skyline? What is it, the fact that he was able to touch so many people? What is it, do you think?
He did two things remarkably well. He was a mayor of the neighborhoods. He was a mayor that made sure that every neighborhood was taken into account and improved during the time he was mayor. But he also saw this as a shining city on a hill, and he wanted the rest of the world to know that. So he will also be remembered as the innovation mayor, as the mayor who created the innovation district. And he didn't want that innovation district just to be for the wealthy. He knew that it was important for every child in the city to know that in the same way he, as a kid from Hyde Park, could become the mayor, that they too could become part of this 21st century innovation economy that Boston was going to lead, and that every school would have the computers on the desks, the access to the internet, so they could get the skill set they needed, this portable skill set, in order to be leaders of the 21st century.
All right, Senator Ed Markey, thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.